Yes, doctor. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Our honorable speakers, Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Zaki Awangcek, Mr. Nurul Akmal Muhammad Nasir, professors, lecturers, parents and teachers, students and all participants in this webinar. Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. Before we begin, let's start with the recitals of Kitab Al-Fatiha. I am Nur Arisa Daniela, a second-year Bachelor of Science Mathematics student at UiTM, will be the moderator for today's webinar. Before we start, I'd like to review a few items for today's event. For your information, this event is broadcast through WebEx and the YouTube channel School of Mathematical Sciences, IDM UiTM. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. The audience will have the opportunity to ask text questions to the speakers by typing your questions into the WebEx chat panel and also in the YouTube comment section. You may send in your questions anytime during the presentation. We will collect them and address them during the Q&A session at the end of today's presentation. Before we dive into our main topic, I have an exciting announcement for all of you. As a token of appreciation for your participation and engagement, we are offering 3 cash prizes to those who excel in the short quiz at the end of this session. So make sure to stay tuned, pay attention, and get ready to showcase your knowledge. Let's make this webinar both educational and rewarding. One more thing, we will have a photo session at the end of the webinar, so please prepare yourself for that moment. Ladies and gentlemen, International Day of Mathematics, also known as Pi Day, is an occasion to honor the beauty and significance of mathematics. It is celebrated every March 14th, reflects the first 3 digits in pi, which is 3.14. This year, we start our celebration with the Mathematical Olympiad and also the international webinar, Math Marvel, Exploring The objective of today's webinar is to embark beyond the conventional boundaries of mathematical education, delving into diverse approaches, perspectives, and methodologies that redefine how we engage with this foundational subject. We have invited 2 experts to talk about this topic. Let me introduce our speakers. Our first speaker is Mr. Nurul Akmal Muhammad Nasir. He currently serves as a senior lecturer in the mathematics department at the Faculty of Education UiTM Puncak Alam, Selangor, Malaysia. He earned his first Bachelor of Education in Science Mathematics from ITM in 2010 and completed his Master of Science Mathematics at University Technology Malaysia, UTM, in 2012. He served as the coordinator of the Mathematics Education Undergraduate Program in the Faculty of Education at UiTM for 6 years. His research interests revolve around teaching and learning in mathematics with a focus on mathematical thinking and problem solving. Over the years, he has pioneered various initiatives aimed at enhancing the quality of mathematics and STEM education. Notable contributions include the Intellectual Science and Mathematics Program, Math Zap Attack Card Game, Mathematical Thinking Enhancement Program, and Math Marvel. He has garnered recognition for his innovative approach, securing several gold awards in innovation competitions for his outstanding mathematics teaching and learning products. His commitment to advancing educational practices underscores his significant impact on the field. Our second speaker is Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Zaki Awangcek. He currently serves as an Associate Professor for the Actuarial Science field at IDM UiTM. He received his first Bachelor of Science in Actuarial Science and gained his Master of Science in Financial Engineering from UiTM in 2006 and 2009 respectively. He obtained a doctorate in Actuarial Risk Management from AAGBS UiTM in 2017 with the research area in data analytics, social insurance, and educational technology. He is also a certified e-learning and self-instructional materials SIM Master Trainer. Previously, he served as officer at the Social Security Organization, SOCSO, for 5 years. Without further delay, let's welcome our first speaker, Mr. Nurul Akmal Muhammad Nasir.
Thank you, Ms. Chairperson. Let me share my slide first. Can you see my slide?
Yes, sir.
All right. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to the professors, teachers, and all students and all the participants for this webinar. Introducing myself, my name is Nur Akmal bin Manasi. I'm currently a senior lecturer at Mathematics Department, Faculty of Education, UiTM Puncak Alam. Okay, for this webinar, I will share my a little bit knowledge and also my experience and my teams, what our initiative and what we have done a little bit some studies regarding about the teaching and learning mathematics among the school students. So basically all my sharing is actually how we can encourage the students how to learn maths and also how they can explore maths more. Okay, so my focus is actually in a school level. Okay, so let's take a look first. What is the aim of the mathematics in Malaysia specifically? Basically, in Malaysia, maybe some of you have noticed this and who are still doesn't know what is the aim of our mathematics education in Malaysia in our curriculum. Basically, we are targeting to produce the students who are individually mathematically fikrah. So I think some of you knew about the mathematical fikrah. Doesn't know. Maybe some of you have doesn't know, never heard about the mathematical fikrah before this. So let me introduce what is the mathematical fikrah. Okay, mathematical fikrah is actually an individual who can think mathematically, creatively, and innovatively apply mathematical knowledge competently and skill effectively, as well as able to solve problems and make decisions responsibly. This is according to our Ministry of Education 2015 in the SKP, which is a new curriculum syllabus. So meaning here, instead of we are targeting the students to know about the mathematics, which is competent, the knowledge, all the concept regarding the mathematics, which is the procedural algorithms. We also ensure that the students have the able to make a decision and responsibility to the subject. Meaning that we are target that all our students must love about mathematics and therefore encourage them to think in mathematics. So, but sadly, what happened in currently Malaysia, most of the students are focusing on the last product, which is how to do the calculations, and suddenly just memorize the formula. So what we can, and basically the aim of our curriculum in Malaysia is parallel with the NCTM. What is NCTM? Is a national community teaching. It's actually an association in America, and basically all the global nations have followed the NCTM aims, which is quite similar as us, which is basically not only focus on the knowledge, we also about the effective and also how the student can nurture the knowledge among them. So therefore, based on this philosophy, we can say that supposedly the student must recognize that mathematics dominates the world around us, meaning that the student are basically they are love about mathematics and they appreciate about the mathematical knowledge, and meanings that they know what is the useful of the mathematical concept and all the mathematical theorems, and therefore what they have learned in class they can apply in real world situations. Okay, example, what is the role of the theorem Pythagoras, what is the role of the trigonometry and so on. Not only the usage for the knowledge is only in the classroom. So our aim is actually to target, our target is to ensure that the student know how they can apply all that they have the theorem and the concept they have learned in class to the real world setting. And basically our aim here also to ensure that all the mathematics lesson is actually teaching and learning in enjoy surroundings. So because according to Sconfield 1992, he said that part of the mathematical thinking is actually effective. So means that the emotion of the students, their attitudes, their motivations, it drives through their enjoyment toward the subjects to ensure that the student always focus and sustain in that particular subject. So therefore the student must enjoy to learn mathematics. And we also target to ensure that the student can become one of the problem solver. So that's why if you look at our curriculum in our syllabus in school, basically the student have been exposed about the problem solving element, which is we are emphasizing the using of the polyar stages. So I will explain after the what is the polyar stages. So which is our target is develop patient and persistent when solving problems. According to the past literature, basically the student will facing struggle at the beginning when they solve the non-routine problem or problem solving. However, when the time goes by, they know the skill, they know how the strategies and they know the process of solving the problems. They will change from the novice problem solver to become the proficient problem solver. So we can see the pattern of the process, which is they have a development compared before and after if they know when the time goes by. Therefore, we need to expose the student with the problem solving elements to ensure that to become a good problem solver in the future. So that's supposed to be our target in mathematics education. However, what happened? I will share all of you what our finding here regarding in our country, also in a global example. The first issue that we have determined that low performance in mathematics. Currently, the new result of the PISA 2022 has come out at the end of the last year. So what happened? We can see that there are drop of the result of the students, our Malaysian students, from compared to the previous 2018 when we participate in a PISA result. If we go through the result in 2022, we have found that the students' point have dropped 21 points compared in 2018, which is if we look at the math literacy among the students, only got 41%. And if you go for the overall of the global value of the overall score, which is 472, and our standard for Malaysian is actually only 409, compared to our near our neighborhood country, which is Singapore, is very high compared to us. And if we compare this result, the current result 2022 with the previous result PISA in 2018, we found that it's much higher, which is the students got, our performance is overall is basically the result is on the global is actually a 489, and for our Malaysian result point for mathematics for PISA in 2018 is 440. Meaning here, although the average score is also dropped, but we can see that our Malaysian score is dropped drastically from 440 to 409 in 2022. So we can see that the low performance in mathematics among our Malaysian students. But this, what the unique is, if we compare to the result of XPM in 2022, we can see that the grade of the student got the high, got the all the subjects is high, which is higher compared to the previous in 2021 is on increased to 0.02%, and the students got at least C in all the subject has increased around 1.3%. This is unique about our result. The SPM got higher, but our PISA got dropped to 2000 drop compared to 2018. What is the issue? I cannot say more because we doesn't have more study about it. Okay, but this is I think the issue nowadays. Our students have a low performance in mathematics. Another issue is I want to highlight is about the students have a lack interest in basically about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So we can see that in Malaysia, Malaysian have target to have a student have enroll in a science stream, which is a 60%, 40%, which is 60% for the science enrollment and 40% for the art stream. However, until the current one, which is 2023, we according to the ministry, we have just achieved only 47% of the enrollment of the student have enrolled in science streams, and according to National STEM associations, based on their study, around almost 300 students, only 19% student interest to further their study in STEM science in the STEM stream, which is since 2020. So I think this issue has affected our us and also in our country. So we need to do something about that, which is we need to enhance the student interest towards mathematics. According to the literature, one of the aspects make the students doesn't like to love in mathematics. Actually, they doesn't know it's about their achievements. So we can see that the achievement of the student have dropped. So we can see that there are a lot of studies have indicated that there are correlation between the performance and also the attitudes toward the subjects, especially in mathematics. And part of that is actually we can see that what happened in currently, the student cannot see what is the applicable of the knowledge they have learned in mathematics they can do in the future, and also what is the motive they have learned about the mathematics. So we need to do something about that and to show that whatever they have learned in school is actually related with their self and also in the future after this. Part of that issue in mathematics education, also teaching and learning, also involved with the student exhibit a difficulty in thinking skill, which is the studies in local and also overseas has shows that the student who are graduated from the school, which is the school leavers, doesn't shows the indicate a good foundation when they're entering for the colleges and also university level. It is based on the study of the SING 2018, 2021, and also from Apostle 2017. We can find that the students doesn't have a good problem solver. We are not preparing the student how to think and to become a mathematics problem solver. So meaning that they are lacking of the skill or process in solving the problems among our students, school leavers. So based on study also have found that one of the reason of the students lack of thinking skill, especially in mathematical thinking, we have found that they are overemphasized among the teachers about the output of the lesson. As example, we are focusing on about the student how to do the calculation and how to do the algorithm and also the procedural, which is in part of the teaching and learning we call as a procedural knowledge. So the student just memorize about the formula, they just memorize the procedural and doesn't know how to do the process and what happened behind of that formula and how the formula is related with the question and so on. So this is very frightening to us with this scenario. So meaning that the student just do whatever they want to do about the formula and doesn't know what is the applicable of the formula to the problems and also to the surrounding. Right. And therefore, what's supposed, from our opinions, what's supposed the approach that we need to do in learning mathematics? Basically, our focus in when we teach students about the mathematics, we to ensure that students have a mastery, which is we need to focus. I'm not denying that in the student needs to know how to do the procedural, how to do algorithms, and also about the formula. Okay, I'm not denying about that. Memang that is very true. The student need to know how to do that, and basically, plus of that, the student also need to know about the behind of the that, how the concept relate with the formula and all the concept involved in the mathematics is very important to the student, and therefore the student needs to empowered with and master of the concept and theorem related that he learned in school. And the second point is actually explorations. So delve into intricacies of the mathematical concept and phenomena. So we suggesting that basically mathematics is part of the STEM, which is science, engineering, mathematics, and part of this the behavior or the characteristic of the scientist is actually a inquiry. And basically, when we talk about the inquiry, is relates with the exploration. And therefore, instead of just introduce the formula and the procedural, we also need to ensure that the student explore more about the formula and explore more about the concept in mathematics. And due to that, okay, impact of that, the student can see what is the correlation and what is the association between the formula they have learned with the application in the daily life. And our recommendation for the third point is actually assignment. And we believe that mathematics is very interesting because mathematics is very related with related with us, and basically everything is mathematics. I believe that everything is around us is actually a mathematics. So supposedly we can excite the students to learn mathematics, and therefore the student will engage. Okay, we engage and enjoy more in learning mathematics. Many studies have proven that the engagement and enjoyment toward the subjects can enhance the student understanding and also lastly improve their achievement toward the subject. So supposedly in order to avoid their frightened toward the subject, we can embed the excitement in learning mathematics. Last but not least, actually is actually a problem solving. So we believe that problem solving is a heart of the mathematics. I think all of us agree about that, because our aim at the end of whatever we have teach to the students, we must ensure that the student can apply all the concept, all the formula, or all the knowledge they have learned about the mathematics to the real world settings, and therefore to the real world problems. So therefore we need to prepare the student with the problem solving tools. So in this sharing session, I will after this I will share what I mean about the problem solving tools. So this is the sharing session that I can share with you. So our initiative from me and my teams. So we have innovated two tools, which is a Maxwell games and also Maxwell. And this game have introduced to the last year webinar. So just go through. So this is the Maxwell card game that we have invested on 2015 and we commercialized. And I will show after this the result of our experimental study among the standard 4 and standard 5 students result after they have played, after we have teach the student about the fraction, decimal, and percentage using the card game. So this is how the mechanism of the game card.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, tak ada suara eh? Okey, jap. The sound.
Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today, I'm going to show you the latest card game brought to you by Matzel called MatZap. Maths doesn't have to be boring. It can actually be really fun, and I'm going to show you how. Each MatZap pack has 77 cards that contain whole numbers, numbers spelled out in words, Roman numerals, visual representations, and addition and subtraction operations. The aim of the game is to zap the cards with the same numerical value. The player who wins all the cards wins the game, and the player who loses all their cards is eliminated from the game. Start by shuffling the deck. Do it well. Then, distribute the cards evenly between players. Remember, you're not allowed to look at your cards. No cheating. To begin playing, each player must place a card in the middle facing upwards. And this goes on and on and on until the same numerical value shows up. The first player to zap in time takes all the cards, and the first player to finish their cards is eliminated. The game goes on until someone gets all the cards, and that is how you win MatZap. So, what are you waiting for? Get your pack and get playing now. Click on the link in the description below to purchase. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye!
Okay, that is the MatZap card. I said it is Maxwell. It's actually like a like a Scrabble, but we change into mathematics. So I think, okay, this one I will apply to the students. Okay, how you do the I will conduct a study using a game card to the students. Okay, based on the study, okay, the experimental study, we have found that there are significant different achievement in a numerical test, which is a numeracy test among the student of control group and experimental group. So basically, we have two types of group, which is experimental and control group. So the control group is actually learn the fraction, decimal, and percentage by using traditional methods. And for the experimental, we have give the experience to them to a game card, which is the approach is actually a game based. And for the 8 weeks, okay, we have embedded the game card, and we have found that there are significant achievement between a numerical test compared to the experimental and also the control group. So this is in terms of the achievement. So the second one, when we compare in terms of the attitude, we also have found that there are various difference before and after about their attitude, which one is a pre, two is after. Okay, so we can find that there are different attitude towards mathematics between control and also the experimental group. So we can see that the green color is the experimental, have the higher attitudes toward mathematics after the intervention of the game card. So this proves me that when the student learn mathematics in enjoyment and also relax, involved with it, more engagement, the student are comfortable and like to learn mathematics. So that's part of our initiative. The second initiative that we have done among to the secondary school is actually we call as Math Marvel. After several times go to school and school have request to us to come up with some activity that can enhance secondary school students about the mathematics and also ensure that they have mastered the conceptual of the mathematics. And basically, commonly what happened in Malaysia is actually most of the students, especially in Form 1, Form 2 and Form 3 have a low performance and doesn't know anything about the algebraic expression, algebraic equation, and so on. So meaning that the foundation of algebraics, they are very poor. So as an initiative, among the 2 years of study, we have construct games to the student to involve and engage the student how they can learn algebra outside of the class through play the ting. In Malay we call this as a ting. So but however we innovate in a different way, so they learn algebra through playing the tings. So I will show here. Basically, before they play the game, we have introduced some of the element, the important concept of the algebra and so on. However, based on the past study and also based on the teacher, they have said to us that most of the students cannot see the difference between, example, x and y, and also what is the difference between xy, x and y. So, based through the activity, we have after we gave back the feedback to the student, most of the students have responded that their understanding about the algebra have more understanding compared before. So meaning that, like I mentioned just now, the student currently we cannot teach the student like a traditional way. So we need, according to the past study, according to the literature also, a good or effective teaching and learning must involve with all the sensory motor, which is visual, auditory, and kinesthetics. So therefore, in this particular activity, we ensure that the element of visual, auditory, and kinesthetic we are emphasized during the student play the game, but not only play the game, they also will gain and master about the concept. We also emphasize about the exploration when the student learning mathematics. So, I want to show here, according to the syllabus in Malaysia, the students have been exposed about the pattern and also a sequence since in Form 1, I think Form 1 and Form 2, since Form 1. But basically, in Form 2, the student actually have been exposed with the Fibonacci theorems. However, majority of the student doesn't know what is the function they learn about the Fibonacci theorem and basically why they must learn about the sequence and also the patterns. Many of the students have confessed to us and also their teachers why they need to learn about the patterns. So that's why we come up with the exploration in mathematics theorem, especially for the Fibonacci sequence. And since this sequence has been exposed to the student in Form 2. So this is the activity, which is, as we know, Fibonacci theorem is basically it's about the nature and also about us. And Fibonacci theorem also can be related with the golden ratio. So what we have do, we relate, expose to the student what is the Fibonacci theorems and how the sequence of the Fibonacci relate with the nature of the nature and also around us. Okay, somehow Fibonacci also inside of us. Therefore, we come up with the activity to the student to enhance their and to appreciate about the knowledge they have learned. Oh, sorry. Last, that I want to emphasize about teaching and learning about mathematics is actually about the problem solving. Okay, based on the study, we cannot deny that the problem solving has the main role in enhance and develop the student mathematical thinkings. And compared to our nearby country, which is Singapore, I can say that they are more advanced to us because basically they have emphasized regarding how to use problem solving, and also they have emphasized about the metacognition among their students. And therefore, we can see that their achievement in team and PISA is very good and left us behind. We can say that one part of that is actually because of the element of the heuristic and also the metacognitions. Okay, so I can explain details. The problem solving stage is actually related. I think some of you have heard before this about the POLIA. So POLIA stages consists of four, which is understanding the problems. Number two is devising a plan. Number three is implementing or executing the plan. And the last one is a look back. For understanding the problem, for sure, the student must, after they have read the problem, the student must know how to tackle the problems, because if they doesn't know, they don't comprehend the problems, how they can tackle the problem and solve the problems better. And our second stage is devising a plan. The students must know how to come up with the strategies, and basically this related with the heuristics. So somehow the non-routine problem is not a direct question, and the student must know a lot of strategies such as how to draw the diagrams, and they need to how to do the representations, and they also know how to do to tackle the questions and implement to the strategies, and this is related with the heuristics. Heuristic is actually strategies, and basically they are different between strategies and also the algorithm or procedural knowledge. It's the procedural knowledge, you just memorize the formula, just apply the formula and follow the procedural. Compared to the heuristics, even though heuristic got a limitation, which is not every problems can be solved through the heuristic, and somehow heuristic also involved with the long time period. But heuristic can help in order you to come up with the heuristic can help you to devising a plan, and you can relate also the heuristic is part of some of the literature also has said that part of the formula is part of the heuristic, and therefore we must ensure that the student know how to do a basic strategies until the advanced strategies, which are such as apply the formula and so on. And we also need to ensure that the student have the metacognition when they have they solve the problem. What is metacognition? Which is thinking about the thinkings. They need conscious and aware whatever they have think when they solve the problems. According to my study, we have found that majority of the students, especially Malaysian students, have low metacognitions, which is low in a metacognitive behavior when they solve the problems. Study has shown that many of the students, our Malaysian students, after they have finished solve the problem, they just left the answer and never look back. Okay, after we have implement the problems, implement the plans, supposedly at the POLIA stages is a look back. He or she need to relook back about the solutions, either visible or not. They need to check back the working and so on. But currently, what happened in Malaysia, majority of the students doesn't implement the look back stages when they're solving the problems. So, due to that, I want to test all of you. Okay, I'll give you 1 minute, and please try to answer this question and post in the chat. So the problem 1, Eva and Alex want to paint the door of their garage. They first mix 2 cans of white paint and 3 cans of black paint to get a particular shade of gray. They add 1 more can of each. Will the new shade of gray be lighter, darker, or the same? Please explain. Okay, I give you 1 minute. Okay, please provide the answer. Might be same, darker, or lighter. Or you can respond directly through the sound. You can open your mic. Anyone want to answer? Dr. Amira said sama. Anyone? Might be I cannot see the chat for the total. Anyone? The moderator, can you read? Is there any answer from the chat? Oh, Lokman Hakim, sama.
Semua cakap sama.
Awak semua kata sama. Dr.
Oh,
Firas
ada cakap Daka.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Dr. Rozaiha lighter. But majority said same, right? That's the common when the people say where not basically the answer is a lighter. So who said same? I think you don't make a, like I mentioned just now, you don't have a meta connection when you solve the problems, and you not check back either your answer that you have given just now is visible or not. Let's go through the questions. What I say about that. If you look back at the questions, we can see that Eva and Alex have mixed the can, which is 2 cans of white and 3 cans of black, and we make it a one gray color, one tone of gray. And after that, they have add 1 each can, which is black and blacks, and make come up with a new tone of gray. Can anyone check in terms of proportional? You can see that the proportional now currently is actually 2-3, and we add more, it become 3-4, which is in terms of proportional. And basically you can see that, okay, you can see that at the first tone is actually, we can say that 2/5, and this is a 3/5 in terms of proportional to 3, and this one is a 3 set. Currently it become 3 proportional to 4 and become 3. If we convert in terms of a fraction, we can see that the dark it become a lighter, because you can see that the proportional of the black warna, the black color, has reduced from 3/5 to become 4/7. So therefore the answer is lighter. But what happened based on our finding, and this is actually not a new question, we have found that majority of the people, we say that the answer is the same. So it's proven that what I just said just now, many of the people, when solve the problems, they never check the answer back. So what I say that is a very obvious in these problems. So next question. Water lilies double in area every 24 hours. At the beginning of the summer, there is one water lily on a lake. It takes 60 days for the lake to become covered with the water lilies. On what day is the lake half covered? Similar, you can respond through the chat. Also, you can open your mic and respond through the microphone. Basically, we 49. Nur Shazwani, 49. Yes. Why 49? Anyone give the answer 30? 30 days? Ada tak moderator? Yeah. The answer 30. Okay, this is not a tricky question, but it's a thinking question. So yes, the correct answer is 49 days, because it double every day. So what happened when we give this kind of question to the student? Majority of the student have responded that the answer is 30 days, which is hari yang ke-30, because they saw the word of half, meaning that half of the days, therefore 30 days. But they are neglecting to check back the answer. They never look back the answer, is that correct or wrong, but depend on the setting of the question. Meaning that in order to to solve the problem, we need to look the question as a total the context of the question in a total. But sadly, what happened in student right now, they just read and just try to apply whatever they know and doesn't relate with the logic of the questions, and is that all the working and also the answer obey back the contextual of the question. So what I want to share here, this is our intervention that we have done among our graduate student, undergraduate students. After they are actually school leavers. This is the pre-test result of the mathematical thinking test. That type of question that we given to the student, they have very low, which is I can estimate that around 16 plus 16 over 40 marks. And we had divided the student into two groups, control and experimental. After 8 weeks of intervention for the experimental group, we can see a difference of the students who are engaged with the non-routine problems and engaged with the problem solving stages, and also involved with the meta-cognitive behavior, cognitive and meta-cognitive behavior. And as part of the instructor, we implementing the meta-cognition instruction strategies, which is such as think aloud, reflection, and then modeling and so on to the student. We expose this kind of type of teaching to the student. We can see a very huge difference between the experimental group and also a control group performance in mathematical thinking. So what I want to highlight here, we need to prepare the student, especially who are not starting from the school level until the higher level, undergraduate, postgraduate, and so on, not only about the knowledge of the mathematics, but also how to become a good problem solver and a thinking element to the students. That I want to that I will talk about the problem solving too, which is heuristics and also meta cognitions. So actually, this is very important. I'm never neglecting that the knowledge, the formulas, all the theorem about the mathematics is very important. The student must master, but the important is about the thinking, the process of learning of mathematics, and the process of thinking to relate the knowledge with the mathematics setting and also the problems they so that they can use mathematics in their daily life. They can appreciate more about the knowledge in mathematics. All right. So I think that's all for me. So this is my details. You can email me if you want to know about my study about mathematical thinking and also problem solving. All right, that's all. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Nurul Akmal, for an interesting talk and your valuable insights. Participants can continue submitting questions via WebEx and YouTube. And as a gentle reminder, we will have a photo session followed by a short quiz using quizzes at the end of the second speaker session. So please prepare your camera and device for both sessions. We will continue the webinar by inviting the second speaker, Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Zaki Awangcek.
Right, so thank you, Miss, for the invitation. So, Assalamualaikum. Everyone hear my voice? Moderator, are you hear me? Are
Yes,
you hear me?
Doctor.
Okay, right. So thank you so much. So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Once again, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wa mursalin, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, rabbi shrahli sadri, wa yassirli amri, wa hlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. So, today, once again, welcome to all esteemed colleges, colleagues, and future visionary of education. So today I'm excited actually to share with all of the audience about the transformative journey of learning applied mathematics through massive open online course, a venture spearheaded at UiTM. So this initiative Maths Marvel explore the limitless possibility of online education, setting a new paradigm for how we engage with the maths in a digital age. So in today's presentation, I will navigate through the various facets of massive open online course, from their foundational principle, the current issue, the address in the teaching and learning, on their implementation at UiTM. We will dive into the specifies of the demonstrations of actual mathematics after this, and its objective, learning activity, and the remarkable outcomes achieved. So understand MOOCs. What is it actually means of that? So massive open online course is actually a full of the MOOC. So more than just a classes. So they represent an education revolutions, offering unrestricted access to learning for anyone, anywhere, and by leveraging the internet, MOOC transcends traditional education barriers, and then embodying the true spirits of the knowledge currently. So the current issue in teaching and learning towards that particular MOOC. So that traditional classroom face numerous changes. So we can see over here all the current situations and then current issue in learning. So from here we can say that the lack of space and time until the difficulties to share the idea and responsibility. So once again, from the space constraint to the limited interaction, MOOCs emerge as a solution. So offering a platform to archive flexible and interactive learning experience that motivate self-directed educations and enhance student engagement. Okay, so now with that issues, now we wanted to move forwards a bit about the why MOOCs. So Malaysian with the given Malaysian high internet penetration rate and the drive to enhance educational quality and accessibility, MOOC, massive open online course, align perfectly with the national strategy, like spelled out through national e-learning policy, and the depends the plans that allow us to shift from the mass productions to the personalized technology-enabled learning experience. Okay, right. So this innovation, okay, how is it works? This innovative learning model leverage technology to facilitate accessible, engaging, and flexible education. So we can see here all the how is it MOOCs works, okay? Right, through structured courses, interactive materials, and collaborative forums, MOOCs offer an enriched learning environments. Okay, right. So what are the advantages and what are the benefits of the MOOC? So MOOCs revolutionize learning by reducing dependency on the traditional classroom setting, fostering social collaborations and extending the reach of quality education itself. So they enable rapid, cost-effective course and the delivery itself. So through that one, we can see that can reach the geographically dispersed audience. So means that we can access the MOOCs all around the world. Okay, now we proceed towards the MOOCs offering in UiTM. So at UiTM, MOOC has been seamlessly integrated into our curriculum actually. So providing students or learners with the immersive and interactive learning experience. So our platform showcase the vast potential of online education in enriching students' academic journey. So the our platform, official platform, UFuture, offering all this together with the MOOCs and the micro credential as well. So once again, through MOOCs, we have three categories under UiTM. We have the UiTM course which offer under or list out through our curriculums, and the second category we have lifelong learning. If let's say we are interested with the any kinds of skill set beside our domains, so also have into our MOOCs courses. And the third one is short course, means that this is massive online course offered through the professional programs. Okay, right. So these three category offered under our UFuture official platform UiTM. Okay, right. So now massive open online, once again, MOOCs UiTM is an official online learning platform which is we will offer through our UFuture. Okay, so current lifestyles, especially this MOOC deal with the younger generation. So these features are consistent with the one of the main element as I mentioned just now from the depan, our e-learning, our national e-learning policy. So once again, what is actually we have through our massive open online course in UiTM. Basically, we will have these four elements. So first we have the when you come into the MOOCs UiTM, any courses offered into the UFuture. So we will get you first with the course informations, and then learning materials, learning activity, and last, because this is like what we have practiced in the traditional, but with the MOOCs, we also here have this course assessment. So through innovative assessment method and instant feedback, so MOOC provide learners with the clear understanding of their progress, which is encouraging continuous improvements. Okay, right. So this is what we have into our MOOCs. So as I mentioned, for the first category, MOOCs needs to cover at least 80% of the syllabus. What are the, we have here, before we go to the demonstration. So these are the things that we are include in our MOOCs UiTM. So we have landing page, MOOC summary, homepage, and the topics. So under topics, we have the learning outcomes, the contents, and so on. Okay, so until the last, we are providing the additional materials together with the and in order to support our main reference, what we have done under learning activity. Okay, right. So now everyone here can go and search into the our main page of the MOOCs through UFuture. So this is the address. So I think most of the students, if you come from UiTM, you can directly access this UFuture future, but somehow if you are actually outside of the UiTM, means that you are student from other university or some learners from outside, so also can reach our MOOCs through UFuture website. So this is our link. You can search UFuture. After this, I will do some demonstration on this one. So you just go through the guidelines here. Okay, right. So once you go and search UFuture, you guys will bring into this web page. Okay, so you can see here we have the search course and so on. But if you want it to go for specifically into the MOOCs, you can go and search MOOCs UiTM. So they will bring you to this platform. Okay, so once you get in, so you can sign up if you are if you are learners from the outside. Means that you are not UiTM you are not UiTM students or lecturers and so on. Okay, so right, so you can search any courses that we have offered into the MOOCs, and you can log in if you are UiTM students or lecturers, so you can see that directly from your punya emails. Once you sign up, you can log in into our MOOCs page, and then they will bring you into dashboard. Then the dashboard will show that list of the MOOCs that or micro credential that you join and so on. Then we will have this recent assessment, so they will show you how many percent that you have completed into your current course that you have joined and so on, and then you can see the progress as well. Okay, right, so once you get that, they will show get the idea of what are the courses listed, courses offered or joined through your web and interface. And then now if you are talking about the applied maths that we have what we have offered so far, so I just give some idea before we go to the demonstration. So the actual mathematics course is a prime examples of the UiTM MOOCs success, designed to introduce students to the real world of actuarial practice, and prepare them for the professional exams with the strong foundations in the actual mathematics. Yeah. So our objective is to illustrate and describe the use of MOOCs to deliver actual mathematics for actual science students, and it also provide platform to deploy and innovative techniques enhancing positive thinkings through virtual learning. So this is the website. Okay, you can go and search the MOOCs UiTM Introductions to Actual Mathematics. So once you join the course, they will bring you into this homepage. Okay, so they will spell out what are the introductions and what are the things need to be done and so on by the provide the learners the learning outcomes of the end of the course, what are the learners should get and should achieve. Okay, right, so then after that through that particular homepage also we will have some introductory videos to get the idea of what are the materials and then what are the learning process towards this particular massive online course, Introduction to Actual Mathematics. Okay, so after that we have all the learning activity, and on top of that we also spell out the lesson requirements, what are the needs to be done into the particular massive online Introduction to Actuarial Mathematics. Okay, right. So then we'll come into the lesson or learning activity. So over here we have this teaching video. We have the course materials, and we have the assessments for the summative part. Okay, right. So on top of that, as I mentioned earlier, we also together here come with the additional materials. Okay, right. So you can access this course if you are like to join through this link ufuture/day actuarial mathematics or AC 305. Okay, right. So from the overall that we have practiced so far through the best practice, so this engage enables students to achieve the objective. So basically they will cover up the cognitive, psychomotors, and affective. So online learning offer flexibility. As I mentioned, you can as the learners you can study according to your own pace and composure. So again, this will offer you at any time, and they will cover up all the three: cognitive, psychomotors, and affective. Okay, right. So the evaluation enable lecturers or instructors to monitor performance, and then exams with this also shows that the practice through the MOOCs using the MOOCs shows that during the last year, March 2021 and August 2021, the passing rate is seven. This semester shows that 79%, and then in the because we are offering this through our plan is once a year. So after the next following year, we receive about 90% of the passing marks through using this particular MOOC. So this shows that the positive impact to the using of massive open online course introduction to actuarial science. Okay, actual mathematics. So as a conclusion, through that particular actual mathematics is yeah, we know that it's a tough subject because this is one of the subject that are ready student with the professional exam. So MOOCs features possible for lecturers to deliver again subject matters and more interactive and interesting way compared to the traditional classroom teaching. Okay, right. So if you are joining our or you join this course, you also can get the certificate of completions. Okay, right. So here I have been prepared also some of the how to start our MOOCs. Okay, right. So if you go through wait, yeah, I wanted to show that how we can start and how we can enroll the course. Okay, right, wait, yeah. Okay, so as I mentioned, you can search first into the MOOC UiTM. This massive open online course is not only UiTM student can search and can join, but somehow students from outside UiTM also can search. One of the example that we have offered in massive open online UiTM. Okay, so you can click UiTM MOOC platform, so they will bring you into this interface. Okay, so you can search any course that you want, but somehow before that, as I mentioned earlier, if you are actually learners from the outside, so you need to sign up first. So you need to click sign up buttons here, and then they will bring you into this interface. So you need to fill out all the forms and then sign up. And once you get this, you will update through your emails. Then you will sign in. Okay. So once you sign in, you will bring they will bring you into this okay, once you log in. Okay, once you log in, so before that, here we have list of the uh, courses offered into our massive open online course. So if you are, for instance, wanted to find out the some other courses, so you can click over here the specific field of the category. So we have here SNT, social science, humanity, business management, and lifelong learning. So if let's say that most of the our applied mathematics will fall under science and technology. Okay, so you can search any courses that are related into your field. So if let's say that just now I've mentioned about the introduction um, to actuarial mathematics, for instance. So you can search on that one, okay, through our search button. So we have a lot of courses over here related into the SNT. So you can search for that one. So over here also we have pure mathematics and so on. So if you are interested with the any skill sets of related to the mathematics, so you can go and get search on that one. Okay, right. So we have here a few it's not few, more than two is so far. We have, if you are talking about the introduction to mathematics, related into the introduction, because they are search based on the words display as well here. So we have about the 2,000 plus courses offered under massive open online through introductions. Okay, right. So you can get that one, and then once you get that, let's say I want to go for specifically on the actuarial mathematics. So you just get search, and then over here we have the mathematics of finance one, financial mathematics. Okay, so if let's say advanced financial maths, also we have over here actuarial programming, also we have over here. So you name it, what are the you want it to, but specifically for applied mathematics, also we have pension mathematics, also we have over here. So we have a lot of courses offered on the massive open online course UiTM. Okay, so you can click any ones that you want it or you are interested with. So then you just go into the particular subjects. Okay, then you will bring you into this interface. So if you wanted to get the idea of what is the cost offered, so you can see that the promotional video that have been offered to the learners or future learners. So you can open up and get the idea of that one. Okay, right. So you can get the basic idea of what is it MOOCs about. You can go through the promotional video. On top of that, also we have the simplified of the idea. If you want it simplified of the discussion simplified versions, so you can get the first-hand idea what is it course all about. So then after you have agree with that, so you can join the course here. Okay, so we have button here. You can click join this course. Then once you get join this course, so it will bring you into the this page. Okay, right. So you will get this one, this page. Okay, right. So over here, they will bring you once again. You can get the basic idea of how is it looks like. So they will give you these two tab, my MOOCs and micro credential. MOOC is about the whole course, and micro credential is a part of the topic. So means that if let's say MOOCs we have about the 7 topics, so micro credential will cover up less than that. So it's either 1 topic, 2 topic, and so on. Okay, right. So that will be actually difference between MOOCs and micro credentials. Okay, so you can view over here, button view. So you can view the course. Okay, so over here we have tab also course summary, announcement, course content, course continuous assessment, and so on, learning activity. So you can get the idea of the course summary here against what is that particular MOOC all about, and so on. Okay, right. Then after that, you can go into the learning activity. So basically, all the topics materials will be go into under activity. So under activity, again, we will get you into exactly what are the materials, and then what are the things need to be done before you go into the topics, and before you go into the lesson. So you can go into the introductions over here. Basically, all the MOOCs will give you some idea of what is it things need to be done through the that particular course. Okay, so you at least you get extensions of what you have go through into the promotional video just now. Okay, after that we have the ice breaking. So as a student, I think no, I'm sure that every lecturers wanted to know what is who are you. Okay, who are you, and then you can spell out all the things through ice breaking. So then from here you can for instance over here you can get into this Padlet. So then you can introduce yourself into the what are the learners wanted. Okay, so over here I will put as a through Padlet. You just introduce yourself. You can upload your photo and so on, and then what is your full name and such. Okay, right. So after that we go into the course information. So over here we have the spell out what are the course requirement in order you to join this subject or these modules. Okay, so you need to have all these things before you go into the topic 1 and so on. Okay, so these are the materials that you need to have. Okay, right. So then of course any sessions or any course that you have attended, I'm sure that they wanted to have the some rules and regulations. So to make full, to make that the lesson is comprehensive and then fruitful, so you need to follow some regulations and rules for that particular course. Yeah, so these things will be spelled out through our homepage. Okay, then after that we will proceed with our lesson. So over here we have altogether 6 topics. Yeah, so we will cover up. If you are full-time student in UiTM, everybody know that we have 14 weeks, right? So they will follow that particular durations. Okay, so again, before you go into the lesson, we also spell out over here what are the preliminary idea needs to come with that one. Okay, right. So if you are talking about the materials, we are provide you the lecture notes and then teaching video. On top of that, we also have the summative assessment. Okay, so let's we see that what we have into our teaching video. So normally our MOOCs will have all these items. Okay, right. So let's we try to do with the teaching video what we have here. Okay, through this video also we have the example of lesson that we have introduced just now. Okay, so this is the examples. Then over here also we have the once you have go through the example, so we have come up with the exercises, which is you can do some reflective on what we have done, the lesson so far from the lecture notes, and then from the lessons of the what we have go through here. Okay, so through the exercise and the lecture, so then we go into the exercise for reflective. Okay, so we are not making you loans over there. So we have provide the solutions. Okay, because we know that this is self paced and self learning process. So we have provide the solution as well. So you can redo and then you can recheck and you can get reflects what are the exercise that you have go through. Okay, right. So then we can check is either the lesson is go through with the exactly on our materials. Okay, right. Okay, right. So that will be actually one of the lessons or materials we are offering to the learners. So if we are actually um, looking into the details about the lesson, so you also will provide the materials here, so you can do refer with this particular materials that we have. So we don't only offer you teaching video, but also we are offering you with the reference over here, so you can get the lessons comprehensive through this massive open online course. Okay, right. So that will be actually one of the examples, subtopics that we have covered into particular weeks from the overall topics that we have. Okay, right. So yeah, we do have also activity for week 2 over here. Okay, for instance, we have another summative assessments. If let's say that you wanted to try, also have another exercises, so you can try into the activity that we have provided over here. Okay, so yeah, you can try if you want it until you get right. Okay, right. So that is how we monitor your your knowledge is achieve what we have planned into our course. Okay, right. So we have few questions here. Okay, you just type about the, we don't mind with that one. So just try for that. And then after you have go the calculations and so on, so you can check is either right or no or wrong. So if you wanted to get the idea how is it looks like, so you can get the right answer over here. So you can redo or you can retry. Okay, right. So that is how. Then we have few exercises over here. It's either on true, false, and so on. But somehow it will test you onto how to get the understand the lesson from the early starts. Yeah, right. So these are the things that we can try on that one. So it just like you just hear about the true false, but somehow if you wanted to get answer true or false, you need to get some calculations, and then this calculation have shown you from our lecture and our teaching video just now. Okay, right. So that is how we have provide you here true false MQ MCQ question and so on. Okay, right. So this is one of the example. If you are talking about the materials and then learning activity through massive open line for week 2. Okay, right. So you can have a look on the what we have offered through our massive open online course. Okay, right. So that will be actually uh, demonstrations of the massive open line course. So I'm also here offering some of the idea of micro credentials. Okay, right. So I just straight away go into the micro credential. We have also, if let's say you don't want to join a massive open online course, but somehow you wanted to go for by topics, so we do have that particular things through our UFuture UiTM official platform. Okay, so same goes into that one. Okay, so you can search our course into the UiTM. Just type into the UiTM micro credentials. Okay, so I once again go into the first procedures. So you go and search micro credential UiTM. Okay, micro credentials UiTM. Okay, so here they will bring you this website, so you can go and check this website. So we have also over here separate into few categories. So we have SNT, business management, so on, until the lifelong learning. So you can search that you look into, and then if let's say that you are interested with the science and technology, so you can search into the mathematics over here. Okay. Okay, so they have come up with the few courses over here, which offered under micro credential. So I, as mentioned just now, is about the part of, if let's say that you want it just to join about the chapter 1, for instance. So you can go and search about the micro credentials. Okay, right. So this is definitions of micro credentials. Uh, is a part of, okay, digital certificates for specializations. Okay, right. So as I mentioned, they were separate into the 7 topic into the single topic. Okay, right. So if let's say you look into this one, introduction to the insurance mathematics, for instance. So you are once you click that particular subject or particular modules, so they will bring you into this. Okay, then you will get some idea of what is it all about, the introductions to insurance mathematics. So once you're interested, you can join the modules. Okay, right. So once you get the join the modules, over here they will bring you into the your um, they will bring you into your this interface. Okay, right. So as I mentioned, you will have my MOOCs and my credential and my MC. So once you register, they will bring you into this introductions, and then you can see that if you join the modules, so you can see the module that you have joined through my MC. Okay, so right. So you can view, and then you can open once you register. So they will bring you over here. You can see introductions to insurance mathematics. So we have tabs here, module overview, announcements. So basically, there looks like the MOOCs what we have done just now. Okay, it just matter of micro credential will concentrate you with this specific topics. Okay, right. So this is topics on the we. If you wanted to get the introductions about this one. Okay, so we go through this one first. Okay, right. So that would be actually idea of if you're actually looking into this basic idea of what is it module all about. Okay, then after that we can go into the learning activity. So through this learning activity, we will have few informations about the instructors, about the uh, requirements, ethics, and so on. Okay, so basically it looks like similar what we have done so far. So if you go to the, of course, before we go to the ice breaking, we wanted to get some idea of what is your knowledge level. Okay, so we can go into the our entrance survey. So they will bring you into this. So you just click over here, then they will bring you into the some questionnaires to get the idea of your knowledge level. Okay, right. Right. So here we have few questions for you to answer. Then after that we go into the ice breaking. So over here we will get some idea of what you actually come from your details. Okay, your details. So you can introduce yourself by the attach your name, pictures, and so on. Okay, right. Then after that we have the FAQ. So frequently ask questions about the this module. So do we need any basic knowledge of insurance to start this course? No. So this is what answer some of the Q&A basics idea. Okay, right. So that will be actually into your introduction. So then we go into the materials part. So we will provide you same as MOOCs just now, but somehow over here it just topics. Okay, right. So specific topics. So we have the, for instance, if let's say that you look into this um, here. Okay, right. So we will provide you this. Estimation. And two or more events percent. To 892. Okay, right. So that will be actually teaching video. So if you wanted some reference or we need to some material to refer with, so we also have over here our lecture notes. Yeah. So you can refer our lecture notes. Okay. Then from this we can get the better idea what we have discussed so far. So if you wanted to get more explanations and then you wanted to more understand, you can do refer with these materials. Yeah, right. So after that also we have provide you guys with the some examples here and then some questions. Yeah, right. So that is how you comprehend your knowledge that we have learned before to the understanding part. Okay, right. So that would be actually what we are introduce you guys with this micro credentials and then your massive open online course. Okay, right. So at the end also before once we have go through the examples and then we go to the lecture notes and teaching video, we have provide also activity over here. It just for you to comprehend the knowledge. Okay, right. So after that once we have done the we also provide the summative assessments over here. So you can go through some of the examples that we have provided through these modules. Okay, right. So by the way, so that is how micro credential works. Okay, right. So right. So now I think we have come into our um end of my presentations and sharing session. So I have go through this one just now, what I have mentioned. So basically the platform and then the things that have been done through MOOCs and micro credential have been shared just now. So I think that's all from me. Thank you. Back to you, Miss Moderator.
Thank you, Dr. Mohammed, for delivering such an engaging and informative speech. For Q&A session, let's have a photo session first. Everyone in the WebEx, please turn on your camera.
Dr. Zaki, can you stop sharing first?
Oh, sure, sure. Sure, I put it on. Okay, right. Okay, right. Oliver?
Here. 1, 2, 3, smile. All right. Thank you everyone for your cooperation. Now is the awaited time, the quiz session. The quiz consists of 10 questions from both speakers. Please key in your mobile phone number as the username so we can contact you later. However, only the first 100 participants can play the quiz due to the platform limitation.
Biar akan tahu sih no.
to all participants, top 10 winners, please screenshot your score and email to the email address that will be provided in the chat box. Okay, so let me repeat. For top 10 winners, okay, please screenshot your score and then email to us. Okay, the email address will be given into the YouTube and also Webex chat box. Okay, Arisa, you can take over. Thank you everyone for your participation.
Congratulations to the winners. We have received several questions from participants, but due to the time constraints, I will pick one question for each speaker. The first question comes from Dr. Nur Shazwani in Webex for Mr. Nurul Akmal. The question is, what support and resources are available for educators to effectively integrate STEM concepts into their math teaching practices?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Nur Shazwani, for the question. My personal opinion regarding the support and also resources, actually, for me, first of all, for the first and foremost, I think we as an instructor need to have professional development. We also need to know, enhance our skill regarding the STEM and how we can integrate the STEM with the mathematics. Currently, the student cannot imagine and they cannot know what is the since the STEM is a differ, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics is a different in a different context. So we as instructor, we need to know and develop, enhance our knowledge regarding how we can integrate it by using a professional development, such as we can have go to the course and seminars and so on. We also can have collaborators like me and teams. We in Faculty of Education, we collaborate with the Makers Lab for integrating the STEM element, which we expose our future teacher, which is training teacher, with the 3D elements, 3D printing element, and also IoT. So they also kind of relate with the mathematics in the part of coding and so on with the STEM integrations. And also when part of the STEM teaching material also is very important when we expose to the students. So therefore, when you want to conduct to the students the activity with the STEM element, specifically for the mathematics, you need to have a team which is construct the teaching materials such as modules and instrument and so on. And I think also for the support, we need to have a community engagement. Not only as a collaborators, we also in my faculty, we collaborate, engage, we quite have a heavy engagement with the schools and also the Ministry of Education. Right? That is from my personal opinion.
Thank you, Mr. Nurul Akmal, for the explanation. The second question comes from Dr. Normi in YouTube for Dr. Muhammad Zaki. The question is, what are the challenges and opportunities in scaling up MOOCs to reach a larger global audience?
Okay, right. So thank you for the good questions. So now currently we are in order to make sure that we can occupy all these materials into the worldwide. We are actually every day or for daily basis, we will updates our database, our server, and so on. So means that we wanted to cater all this kind of worldwide engagements. Okay, right. So secondly, in terms of materials, I also wanted to get response into the MOOCs as well, Mr. Akmal. We are in MOOCs currently engaged with the collaborative initiative. Okay, so in collaborative, we also can get some of the students and then learners outside to make sure that we are engaged with them. So instructors and the learners keep on updating the materials and the output, what they have go through along the line. So, basically, when we talk about the challenges, yes, we do some have a problem with that one, but somehow we try to get the updates from the learners from time to time. Okay, right. So basically, challenges in terms of infrastructure. Okay, so basically, for you to get the MOOC access, we need to have the strong connections. Means that the internet connection. So that will be actually mainly of to exercise our MOOCs initiative. Okay, right. So I think that will be actually come from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Muhammad Zaki, for the answer. Now that marks the end of the first webinar. Thank you to the speakers and all participants for your attention and cooperation. Stay tuned for the next webinar, Muhammad Al-Khwarizmi and his scientific heritage, hosted by my course mate, Mr. Akmal Daniel. Mr. Akmal, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Ms. Larissa Daniela. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to all participants. I am Akmal Daniel bin Muhammad Hanafi, second year Bachelor of Science Mathematics student at UiTM as the moderator for the second webinar session, Muhammad Al-Khwarizmi and his scientific heritage. For your information, this event is broadcast through WebEx and in the YouTube channel, School of Mathematical Science KPPIM UiTM. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. The audience will have the opportunity to ask text questions to the speaker by typing your question into the WebEx chat panel and also in the YouTube comment section. You may send in your question anytime during the presentation. We will collect them and address them during the Q&A session at the end of today's presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, there are many great mathematicians in history. One is Muhammad Al-Khwarizmi, also known as the father of algebra. A lot of academic institutions are named Al-Khwarizmi in honor of the figure, including our college, KPPIM. Therefore, to enrich our understanding of mathematics, history, and culture, and to inspire all of us to engage with mathematics, we are proudly inviting an expert, Professor Dr. Abdullah Azamov from the Institute of Mathematics, Uzbekistan. For your information, Uzbekistan is the land of a lot of great figures, including Al-Khwarizmi and Imam Al-Bukhari. Without further ado, let me introduce our honorable speaker, Professor Dr. Abdullah Azamov, holds a bachelor and master's degree in mathematics from the Mechanical and Mathematical Faculty of Moscow State University, followed by a PhD in Physical and Mathematical Science from Tashkent State University, and a Doctor of Science degree from St. Petersburg University. He has experience as an academician of the Academy of Science of Uzbekistan, as a Dean of the Faculty of Mathematics at NUUZ, President of Namangan State University, Vice President of Turkic World Mathematical Society, and Chief Editor of Flobus Encyclopedia. He currently serves as Head of Department of Mathematical System at the Institute of Mathematics of the Academy of Science of Uzbekistan as a professor at the NUUZ. Without further ado, let's welcome Professor Dr. Abdullah Azamov.
Thank you, Dr. Akmal. Thank you for presentation. So, may I open my presentation?
Yes.
Совместный доступ к контенту. It seems to me we should wait a bit, a little, for joining.
Assalomu alaykum. Abdulla aka, share qiling, share degan joyi bor.
Shu chiqmayapti-da share degan joyi. Bu yerda biz bosdik, bosgan edik. Совместный доступ к контенту, соединение deb nima qilyapti. Nimada bor edi, ularni o'zlarida, balki o'zlari ochar. Unda qiyin bo'ladi meni boshqarishim.
He cannot share. Akmal, can you just share or give allow him to share?
The moderator.
Moderator.
Выберите вкладку, которую хотите, поделитесь одну.
Assalamualaikum, Prof.
Is it dear colleagues? Do you see my presentation?
Yeah. We can
Yes,
see.
yes.
You ko'rinyapti Abdulla aka, ko'rinyapti.
It is enough, or I should full screen.
Full screen qilganingiz ma'qulroq.
Full screen. This is just okay.
Hal qilmadingiz.
Why?
View deganini bosib, full screen degan joyi bor qayerdadir.
So'mida bu yerda ochilib turibdi. Sizlarda qanaqadir nima?
Ochiq, lekin kichikroqda.
Yo'q, biz full ekran qildik.
Mayli gapirish boshlangchi.
Prof, I think it's okay if it's not full screen.
Okay, no problem.
It is okay. You can proceed, Prof.
Gapirish mumkin Abdulla aka.
Oh, okay. First of all, I thank organizers of the webinar for inviting me to talk about Al-Khwarizmi. He is my favorite scientist. I think everybody in the world knows him, not only his name as algorithm, but as the father of the algebra. I visited 3 times Malaysia, particularly once UiTM as well. I love Malaysia. I observe her successes in high technology, and I am proud of it. My talk is devoted to Al-Khwarizmi. His full name, Abu Abdullah Muhammad ibn Musa Al-Khwarizmi. It is things. But there is some such sentences.
Prof Azamo?
Yes.
Actually, the slide is not moving, so can we share the slide for you instead? We share the slide. It is not moving.
Professor, more convenient for me to list. Okay?
Yurmayapti-da Abdulla aka. Slaydlar yurmayapti. Yurmayapti. Slayd ko'rsatilmayapti-da. Keyingisi. Yo'q, ko'rsatmayapsizmi o'zingiz?
Nimaga ochilyapti-ku?
Ya ochilib yurmayapti. Slayd
Agar u yoqdan ochadigan bo'lsa, qanaqa qilib listat qilamiz?
u ko'rsatadi, siz o'shanga qarab gapiraverasiz-da, shunaqa demoqchi.
Xo'p, keyingi sahifaga o'tishni qachon nima qilamiz?
Ha, u o'tkazadi, gapirasiz-da. Yo'q, mayli, sizga qulay bo'lsa o'shani qanaqa bo'lsa shunaqa qilib gapiravering. O'tkazing, bitta o'tkazib ko'ringchi.
Mana o'tkazyapman.
Menda bizda o'tkazmayapti-da. O'sha birinchi turibdi, nimasi? Nomi bilan sizni nomingiz turibdi, universitetdagi institut nomi.
Unda kelinglar bo'pti. Biz hozir buni boshqara olmaymiz. Bu yerda завершить пока slayd qaytadan ochib ko'raymi? Просмотр всех слайдов. Endichi
Yurmayapti. Haligi presentation form degan bo'ldi. O'sha presentation degani bor. O'shanga ochinglar-chi tepadan. Tepada chap tomonda.
yo'q, bizning ekranda hech unaqa narsalar ko'rinayotgani yo'q.
Bo'lmasam sizlarni slaydlaringizni yuborgan slaydlaringizni ochmoqchi-da bular.
Yaxshi, ochsin, xo'p.
Okay. Dr. Nami, you can open that. Ask
Yes, Prof.
to open, ask to open, then move
Okay,
it,
okay.
then Prof will follow.
Okay, I will ask my committee to share slide. Okay,
All
wait
right,
for a
thank you.
moment.
So'ngida hozir o'tyaptimi hozir?
Prof, can stop sharing, please?
O'tyapti, ha?
O'tayotgan bo'lsa bo'ldi, shundan gapiraverayapti.
Okay, nima? He could do it, no problem.
Okay.
O'tkazib gapiraveringchi.
Okay.
What? Okay, now it's okay.
Let me continue then. This is UiTM. I remember this Moscow. We visited it for Salat. So Abu Abdullah Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi, his birth and death date is approximately. One of the information about al-Khwarizmi in At-Tabari's history. There is such a phrase, Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi al-Majusi al-Qurtubuli. Due to this phrase, somewhere al-Khwarizmi is called Arabian mathematician, Arabian scientist. But one of the prominent specialists on history of science, Rushdie Rashid from United States, proved that between the names Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi and al-Majusi al-Qurtuburi should be comma, because Muhammad is a Muslim name. His father was also Musa, called Musa Muslim, and that is why his grandfather was also Muslim. And everybody knows that Muslim scientists, it is impossible Muslim scientists to be called al-Majusi. Vice versa, every Muslim scientist will avoid such a nickname, such a nisba. So, the name of the scientist is Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi. But in European sources, more than 10 verses of writing his name. It is not wonder. In order to define the place of the al-Khwarizmi in the history of science, it is better to give a look to the prehistory of the science of mathematics. As you see, the history of mathematics begins from Babylon till the 4th century Antediluvian. The development of mathematicians was continuous, but in the second part of in the beginning of the 5th century, In Europe began so-called Dark Ages. There was no science. And just in this period, Al-Khwarizmi was born. At that time, we see such a geographic situation. Red is Arab Caliphate with the capital in Baghdad, and some regions have independent, particularly Mawara Nahr, nowadays Uzbekistan, and Khorasan. Now it divides into three parts: in Turkmenistan, in Iran, and in Afghanistan. But Khwarizm was other region of the Caliphate. Province, all the province. It is also half independent from Caliphate. At the same time, Iran fully was a part of Arab Caliphate. What is this Uzbekistan's map? Many of our friends from Malaysia visited Uzbekistan. I would like to point out some historical places. One of them in the east of Uzbekistan, Fargana Valley. Such as scientists and historical persons as Ahmad Farghani, geography and astronomers, Burhanuddin Marghalani. He's famous due to his book Al-Hidayah about fiqh, Muslim fiqh. And Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur, the founder of the dynasty Great Moguls. He was not Mogul. He was Uzbek. Timurid, the ancestor of the great Amir Timur. And in the middle of Uzbekistan, such a famous city, Samarkand, Imam Maturidi, and the great astronomers Ulubek were from Samarkand, and Iranian mathematician Jamshid Kashi also lived in Samarkand and died there. And in the south of Uzbekistan, city Termiz on the border with Afghanistan. From this city, Imam Tirmizi and Hakim Tirmizi. And you know Bukhara, due to Imam Bukhari, and Abu Ali ibn Sina and Bahadur Naqshband and others also from this city. And at last, the ancient Khwarizm. It is motherland of the Al-Khwarizmi, Abu Rayhan Biruni, and Mahmud Zamakhshari. Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi lived in the Arab Caliphate, Abbasid dynasty. He was born in this period in 700 approximately 80, when Al-Mahdi was Caliph. After that, Harun al-Rashid became a Caliph, and he founded the famous academy, Baghdad Academy, Bait al-Hikmah. In 89, he died, and his younger son Al-Amin became Caliph, but his elder son Al-Mamun that time was a governor of the Khorasan. and he rebelled to Al-Mamun. The civil war begins, and after all, after 4 years, Al-Mamun sat on the throne. These three dates, 1813, 1833, 1842, these dates connected with Al-Khwarizmi were fixed in historian sources. Tabari wrote that Al-Mamun took with him Al-Khwarizmi, Ahmad Farghani, Habash al-Qasim Marwazi, and others with him to Baghdad. And when he died, and Al-Mutasim became a caliph, Al-Khwarizmi took part in inauguration ceremony, as well when Al-Wasik ceremony, inauguration ceremony. But after that, we know enough historical fixed dates about Al-Khwarizmi. But when Al-Wasik died, maybe, probably, Al-Khwarizmi was in Khazar Khaganate as a head of embassy. And so, approximately 1850, his death date. No, Al-Mamun was a very interesting caliph. His mother was a Turkish woman with name Zubayda. He has prominent teachers, very famous scientists. About writings of Khwarizmi, data, we may find data from the famous book of An-Nadim. His encyclopedia, Kitab al-Fikris, contains information about 2,000 authors, beginning from Greece scientists, about 1,000 books, particularly about books of Khwarizmi. Very interesting that among those books of Al-Khwarizmi, algebra and arithmetic were not mentioned. It is very interesting. This book is translated into English. The second section of the 7th chapter contains information about Al-Khwarizmi and other Muslim scientists. So let us consider scientific heritage of the Muhammad Musa Al-Khwarizmi. Let's begin from mathematics. We know exactly 4 books on mathematics, 3 books and part of 4th. A book on addition and subtraction in the decimal system, a book on Indian arithmetic, Indian computations, the Latino name of the book. There is a brief book on algebra and al-Muqabala, the famous algebra of Al-Khwarizmi. And besides, in the astronomical table, among the astronomical tables of Al-Khwarizmi, we find table of sine function. That was the first tables of sine function. One more, Ahmad Al-Farghani mentioned such a book of Al-Khwarizmi, Geometry of Al-Khwarizmi, but it is not found yet, still. And if some scientists wrote a brief book on some topic, there should be an extended and detailed book as well. Maybe Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi wrote an extended book on Al-Jabr and Muqabala, but we don't know. It is all only supposition. And astronomy, also 4 books, and besides 2 books mentioned by scholars, Orientalists. The myths mentioned Al-Khwarizmi books on calendars, and Alfred Aller mentioned Al-Khwarizmi's tables defining Qibla. And the second sphere where Al-Khwarizmi state for us books. The Scientific Instrumentalia, there are 2 books about astrolabe, astronomical instrument, and about solar clock. And the first book in Islamic science about geography also was written by Al-Khwarizmi. It is called a book or picture of Earth, Suratul Ard. This is the map of the Nile, the 2 pages where the situation of Niles were illustrated. Unfortunately, his world map was lost. Nowadays, scientists reconstructed this map using coordinates of the places mentioned in Al-Khwarizmi Zich. This point, every point, one geographic object. This is Malaysia as well, I think. This is India. This is Sri Lanka. This is in the China Peninsula, and somewhere here, Malaysia. And about our country, about Uzbekistan and Central Asia, more than 100 places were mentioned. But we can't see here Aral Sea. Aral Sea and the Caspian Sea were joined. This is Persian Gulf, Persian Gulf. It is interesting book from Al-Khwarizmi on ethnography. It was called a tractate on Hebrew calendar and holidays. It is wonder why Muslim scientists wrote such a book about Hebrew calendar holidays. I suppose that probably Al-Khwarizmi wrote about calendars, holidays, different nations, all those that period. Similarly, Biruni's Kitabul Asar al-Baqiyah. But the book was lost, only part copied. Some Hebrew scientists was found in India. This is Biruni's book, Asar al-Baqiyah. And Al-Khwarizmi exactly wrote a large, big book on history. Unfortunately, it was also lost. No copy saved. But in other historians' books, a lot of fragments from the book of Khwarizmi. They are the table of the such fragments. As you see, Biruni mentioned twice. Yaqut Hamawi's famous Mujam al-Buldan, his book's name, there is mistakes, and so on. Particularly in Tabar's Tariq as well, for fragments. So we, at last, the second part of the book of Al-Khwarizmi about algebra, devoted to Islamic law, al-fiqh, a distribution of heritage. So there is three samples of his books. Okay. So we see that he led research on mathematics, on astronomy, on instrumental engineering, on ethnography, on geography, on history, and on fiqh. That is why we conclude that Muhammad al-Khwarizmi was the second polymath after Aristotle and first polymath in Islamic science before Ibn Sina, and Al-Biruni. After that, the European polymaths, Omar Khayyam and Leonardo da Vinci, Isaac Newton, Benjamin Franklin, and so on. Everybody may count his list of polymaths, but Al-Khwarizmi also was polymath exactly. So let us consider his mathematical heritage in details. Let's begin from arithmetics, Hindu computations. Arabian copies are not found yet. We have only Latin translations, Vienna copy, Munich copy, and 5 copies. All are called extra 2 copies as well. This is digitus from these copies, the decimal digitus. Before Al-Khwarizmi in Europe, in Middle East and other places, such a system was used, but they are quite not convenient for arithmetic operations due to Al-Khwarizmi arithmeticus. Decimal system was spread over the world. There is the content of his arithmeticus constructed using translations into Latin. As you see, it begins from philosophical thoughts about numbers, and Al-Khwarizmi exposed decimal system, rules of addition, subtraction, duplication and bisection of integers. These operations were necessary to calculate roots, square roots, and so on. The saved copies of the Al-Khwarizmi's arithmeticus üzüldü. In this section, but specialists reconstructed specialists by specialist opinion. Arithmetic of Al-Khwarizmi contained as well 2 more sections: division of mixed fractions and root extraction. It is natural because multiplication of mixed fractions were exposed to. It is natural that the division as well should be. And root extraction, it is necessary to astronomical calculations. And due to Al-Khwarizmi, such a decimal system and basic arithmeticus were spread over the world. There are books for beginning schools from English to Uzbek. textbooks. So everybody in the world should be thankful to Khwarizmi for teaching arithmetics. And there is other concept. It should be, this concept is also connected with Al-Khwarizmi's book on arithmetics. This is algorithm. When Al-Khwarizmi's book was translated into Latin, the translator began the text with the phrase "Dixit Al-Khwarizmi." That means Al-Khwarizmi said, Al-Khwarizmi thought, and after that arithmetical rules. And in a century, they omitted the word Dixit and they wrote algorithm, and after that rules. So the notion of algorithm appeared in the science. Nowadays, this notion is fundamental for the mathematics, for logic, mainly, for example, Kurt Gödel's theorem on mathematical theories use the concept algorithm. And programming, every program is algorithm. You know algorithmic language, and all digital technologies nowadays are also based on the algorithm.
Yeah.
This demonstrates this value of the notion. So we can conclude that Al-Khwarizmi presented to the humanity new way of thinking. It is algorithmic thought. This is his invaluable contribution to development of the world civilization. Those concept of algorithm not only mathematical notion, it is special way of thinking. It's exact thinking as computers. We must contact with computers and all the digital systems in the language of algorithm. Otherwise, computers don't understand us. Now, let's consider his algebra. That's very interesting. In one side, Al-Khwarizmi is called father of algebra, the founder of algebra. In the other hand, there is a very strange opinion that Al-Khwarizmi's book is devoted to solving quadratic equations. This was known in ancient Babylonia, in ancient Egypt, ancient Greece. That is why there was no any contribution of Al-Khwarizmi to algebra. Moreover, the famous group of French mathematicians, Bourbaki, wrote series of books on mathematics in the axiomatic way. One of them devoted to history of mathematics. And this book, Al-Khwarizmi name didn't mention at all. Weren't mentioned at all. Excuse me. There are a lot of such assertions. For example, United States schedule, not Hungary. United States, American science schedule wrote, there is no any original ideas in algebra or Khwarizmi. as in his arithmetics. There are elementary operations and solving linear quadratic equations are explained only. All the famous specialists on history of mathematics, Stroik, wrote, and algebra al-Khwarizmi, in algebra al-Khwarizmi, it's considered linear and quadratic equations only. Now let us consider other opinion said by George Sarton. He wrote, Al-Khwarizmi was the most great mathematician of his epoch, and if all circumstances are taken into consideration, then he was one of the greatest mathematicians of all times. Quite opposite opinion. So we have two opinions. Sarton's opinion and contrary opinion. Who is right? First, let me introduce some information about Sarton. He was Belgium origin, moved to United States, and he immigrated to United States in this way, and he decided to write 9 books on history of science, similarly to Herodotus' 9 books on history and Leopold von Ranke's 9 books on new history. For that, he studied Greece, Roman, Latin, ancient Egyptian, Syrian, and Hebrew, and began to write history of science of these civilizations. And after Greece science, he met Arabic sources. He came to Arabian science. For that, it is interesting. He traveled to Middle Asia, lived in Egypt 5 years, studied Arabic, and reading Arabic manuscripts. And in such a way, he managed to write 3 volumes of his book on history of science, unfortunately. The first book from Homer to Omar Khayyam, including Al-Khwarizmi and others, and 2 more volumes. And he died, and he couldn't manage fulfill his aim. So he wrote this famous sentence about Al-Khwarizmi. And obviously, George Sarton was right about Al-Khwarizmi, as he worked with primary sources, while Bourbaki and others used secondary, even third-hand sources. They were dilettantes. Sarton was specialist on history of science. So every person, his opinion is objective. Says Al-Khwarizmi was inventor of algebra, father of algebra, and his book Algebra and Al-Muqabala was first and rigorous textbook on algebra. And we see just now. What about his book? algebra, about quadratic equations or other. Here is composition of the first part of algebra. Here, such a data is presented. I took Russian edition of algebra of Al-Khwarizmi, published by Yushkevich Rosenfeld. Both of them knew Arabic very well, specialists on history of mathematics. So, green part of the book is introduction about notion number. Yellow string is devoted to algebra. There are geometric parts, proofs in geometry itself, and blue parts of the book. Such a material, a chapter on multiplication, a chapter on increase and decreasing, a chapter on different problems, a chapter on proportions. So, if we summarize, 22% of the book was devoted to quadratic equations, and 64% pure algebraic calculations. The second part on fiqh, we consider later. This is a negative copy of the Cairo's manuscript of the book. It begins from Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillah, and so on. On the right, modern transcription, interpretation of the Arabian text in Russian. For us, the form expressions are interesting. As you see, Al-Khwarizmi begins from the first kind of quadratic equations to binomial equations, and after that all of them, five samples, and then he continue from all the kinds of quadratic equations. This is the famous equation, the third kind. All the samples you see, and here the quadratic equations ended. It begins. Excuse me, not there. There here also quadratic equations, and after that, put here. As you see, there is no quadratic equations. This is pure algebra. Algebraic operations, particularly sign rule, minus multiplied minus should be plus. And these rules and so on, there is no any quadratic equations. This is pure algebra. Algebraic operations with fractions, with there is irrationals, operation with irrationals, even more operation irrationals with unknown, with x variable, and fractional irrationals, and Al-Khwarizmi continued with quadratic equations, but not simple equations, but equations solving needed algebraic operations. As you see, such equation. This is not equations, this is polynomials, operation over polynomials, fractional polynomials, irrational expressions, and so on. Such a samples. Please, this, if we open nowadays textbooks on algebra for schools, and we compare what about was Khwarizmi's algebra? So this is the square of this expression, four terms expression. And algebraic part of the book ended with proportions. This is not also quadratic equations. This is a normal algebra. And then from this page, the second part of the book began about fiqh, about distribution of heritage. And as you see, Al-Khwarizmi uses system of algebraic equations, system of equations with two unknown variables, x and y. This is also all of them also nowadays algebra. Unfortunately, my English doesn't allow me to tell about Al-Khwarizmi's algebra in the beautiful phrases, literature phrases. But you saw that Al-Khwarizmi. So we may make such conclusions. Al-Khwarizmi's book is devoted to algebra, only partially quadratic equations, mainly to algebraic operations and numbers and polynomials. Al-Khwarizmi's book is the first textbook on algebra its content is very close to nowadays textbooks. Al-Khwarizmi was a solo creator of algebra. It was his genius that he titled his book by names of two algebraic operations, not as solving equations. The name of the book, the brief book on algebra and al-muqabala, both of notions, algebra and muqabala, is algebraic operations. After him, only after him, algebra began called a science about equations by Al-Khuttali, Omar Khayyam, and others, till 19th century. It is interesting that Bourbaki defined algebra as a science about structures with algebraic operations. We return to the Al-Khwarizmi. Al-Khwarizmi surpassed Bourbaki 11th, 12th centuries for the question, what is algebra? Algebra is science of algebraic operations. Unfortunately, such authoritative science, French scientists, Bourbaki, Cartan, Diadani, and others, assumed not mentioned Al-Khwarizmi name instead of regarding him. They should kiss his grave for algebra, because France mathematicians like algebra. Most of them algebraists. That about origin of Al-Khwarizmi. He was origin from Khwarizm, nowadays part of Uzbekistan. Khwarizm is situated in the delta of Amudarya River. All ancient civilizations, almost all ancient civilizations, appeared in deltas of rivers. Babylonian, the Euphrates in Dajla, Egyptian in delta of Nile, and Indian delta of Gang River, and China's also as well. Only Egyptian civilization is was not situated in, not connected with delta. This is the center of the Khwarizm province nowadays is Urgench city, but the ancient city of Khwarizm is Khiva. This is panorama of the nowadays Khiva. It is situated in 1,000 kilometers from Tashkent, capital of Uzbekistan. 1 hour flight from Tashkent. This is the ancient Jami Mosque in Khiva. It is called 100 colonnade mosque. This is the monument to Al-Khwarizmi in Khiva. This is one of the hotels in Khiva city. This is the center of Urgench. Urgench is not so old. It is enough young city. It is a monument to Al-Khwarizmi in Urgench. This is international airport. Unfortunately, from Kuala Lumpur or Singapore, there is no flights to Urgench directly, but from European airports mainly. This is Urgench University, named after Al-Khwarizmi, one of the best universities of Uzbekistan. In the 1983, UNESCO organized a conference devoted to 1,200th anniversary of Khwarizmi in Tashkent, in Moscow, in Tashkent. And such a monument to Al-Khwarizmi was built in Tashkent. And a post stamp was made. A lot of many special, I may say, all specialists on history of mathematics took part in the conference. And Al-Khwarizmi's works were published on mathematics, on astronomy. And there is a collective of papers of the participants. The Khwarizm, I have said, one of the ancient civilizations. There are archaeological objectives of ancient Khwarizm. This is, unfortunately, I couldn't find in English the Khwarizmi dynasties. From this time before Christ and till nowadays, till the beginning 20th century. So let me finish my talk about Al-Khwarizmi with such conclusions. Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi was Uzbekistan origin. He became scholar in Khwarizm and was received to ambience of Mamun ibn Harun al-Rashid. in Marif, when Mamun was governor of the Khorasan. Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi lived mostly in Baghdad and wrote his books in Arabic. So Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi was and is and will be the greatest Muslim scientist, as Sarton said all of times. There is nowadays information about al-Khwarizmi. This monument in Spain, one Spanish scientist wrote about him monography. This is in Turkey, the opening ceremony of the monument to al-Khwarizmi in Turkey. This is in Iran. One of the universities of Iran is called after al-Khwarizmi. And other sources about al-Khwarizmi, books and wallpapers and so on. And new find basin on lunar far side, backside I think was called al-Khwarizmi. And two asteroids also are called by name of al-Khwarizmi. So I invite my friends from Malaysia visit Uzbekistan, mainly Hiva. I am ready to send you invitations if you organize a conference in Hiva. Thank you very much for your attention. Excuse me for my bad English. It is my second scientific language. Mainly, I wrote my papers in Russian. I studied in Moscow. My teachers, among my teachers were Kolmogorov, Arnold, Hanosov, and others. I began to study English when I was enough old. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Abdullah, for an interesting talk and valuable insight.
Excuse me, it is very... thanks.
Before we proceed with the Q&A.
It was untestable. Is what untestable, Professor? It was my presentation. Untestable.
Understandable. Very good.
Thank you.
Before we proceed with the Q&A session, let's have a photo session first. Everyone in the WebEx, please turn on your camera.
May I close the presentation? Professor.
All size بلد أبلك.
Huh?
All size بلد ها.
Çıkıtku böyle zoom'dan. Samuddin.
Tabii أبلك.
Keyin aytarsız fikringizni.
Albatta. Rahmat.
This is my fellow Wilmasjan. His English very best.
Good afternoon, friends. Good afternoon.
Let me take a picture.
C2 or C1? C1 English. Huh?
Almost C1.
Almost C1.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, smile.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor.
For the Q&A session, I have only one question due to the time limitation. And the question is, how is Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi legacy and contribution to the mathematics perceived and valued in Uzbekistan today? For example, do you have a center or masjid named after him?
about the history. He mentioned Al-Khwarizmi, some data about biography of Al-Khwarizmi, very brief. But that Al-Khwarizmi took part in inauguration ceremonies and so on. There is no mathematician at Tabari's book, not about mathematics. It is historian source.
Abdulaka, bular O'zbekistonda Al-Khwarizmini qanday nima qilishadi? Nomlari bormi o'tda betda yo birorta masjid nomi Al-Khwarizmi nomi bilan atalganmi deb so'rayapti. O'zbekistondagi qanday taqdirlandi xizmatlar degan ma'noda.
Siz gapiring, Toshkentda Al-Khwarizmi nomida Toshkentning bir qismi Al-Khwarizmi. One of the districts of the Tashkent, capital of Uzbekistan, is called Al-Khwarizmi. There is also a very big prospect Al-Khwarizmi. In Urgench State University is also by name Al-Khwarizmi, and gold medal Al-Khwarizmi, and Khiva, 3 monuments to Al-Khwarizmi in Uzbekistan, in Khiva city, in Urgench city, in Tashkent, and so on. Al-Khwarizmi as Biruni and Ibn Sina and Ulugh, it is for us the objects of proud. If you visit Uzbekistan, you may get information about how we proud of Al-Khwarizmi.
Right.
Thank you, Professor.
Moreover, in Tashkent, one of presidential schools is also called Al-Khwarizmi School on IT technologies. And it is difficult for me to remember how many of them, many such objects. Every year in Urgench University, it is organized Al-Khwarizmi Olympiad for young mathematicians, student Olympiad. You may send your teams, okay? I ask Professor Isamuddin to care about that, okay?
Sure. No problem.
Please send your team, 1 or 2 teams maybe even.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor, for the beneficial input.
Thank you for your patience.
Our exploration of mathematical legacies inspire us to continue pushing the boundaries of knowledge and innovation in our pursuit of understanding the world around us. That concludes today's webinar. Thank you to the speaker and all participants for your attention and cooperation.
Yeah, can I say a few words?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So first of all, I'd like to thank Prof. Abdullah Azam for such a very interesting talk. Then secondly, in chat, I saw some of our audience want to have that presentation. So I hope Prof. Abdullah will share his presentation slides with the audience to to have more information on Al-Khwarizmi and his life, his books, and so on and so on. So thank you very much, Abdullah, for your talk, for your presentation. Thank you.
Today's webinar only the beginning of the IDM UiTM 2024 celebration. We still have the Math TikTok challenge and Math Comic challenge ongoing. Don't forget to join the challenge. Amazing prize away. Please visit IDM UiTM Google site, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for further information. All winners will be announced at the closing ceremony on 30th April 2024. All of you are invited to attend the ceremony since we have a Math Carnival game and vendors happening on the day. Finally, please fill in the feedback and attendance form for e-certificate. We would appreciate all your comments and feedbacks. On behalf of the College of Computing, Informatics and Mathematics, UiTM Shah Alam, and our presenter, thank you for joining us today and have a great rest of your day. We look forward to seeing you at our next event. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Rahmat Abdulla aka, sog' salomat bo'ling. Xursand bo'ldim juda eshitib.
Ishqilib uyaltirib qo'ymadimmi?
Juda zo'r bo'ldi. Mana bu yerda mana chatda ko'rsangiz hammasi rahmat deyapti. Juda ajoyib bo'ldi. Lekin o'sha slaydlaringizni jo'natsinlar iltimos deyapti bitta ikkitalar.
Jo'natganman.
Sizga ana emailda balkim yozishsa o'sha emailda chiqib qo'yarsiz balkim.
Yaxshi. Sizga jo'natib beraman bo'pti. G'azali degan qizga jo'natganman.
Ha, yaxshi. Rahmat. Xo'p, sog' bo'linglar. Yaxshi bilan ko'rishinglar.
Xatolarni to'g'rilab qo'yasiz.
Mayli, rahmat. So'rab qo'ying uydagilarni. Rahmat.
Salom ayting, Leyla xonim.